would want to be heard. That is why we are saying, Skiza wa Kenya.
Okay, it was not all too rosy today because rowdy goons stormed the venue at the party unveiling, trying to disrupt the event. And here's just a glimpse of the ensuing melee. Take a look. Well, those are some of the scenes that played out during the unveiling of the DCP party. And of course, we rebuke such actions because it goes without saying Kenyans must exercise democratic tolerance. Though this isn't the first time that Gashagua's functions are disrupted by rowdy goons. First of all, it's unfortunate that even journalists were targeted, not by the goons, but security officials. I was speaking to some colleagues and they gave some harrowing experiences. We would like an apology, but perhaps equally, talk to us about how you'd quantify the response by police service in terms of provision of security. You talked to them, informed them there'd be a launch. What was the reaction?
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to say sorry to the journalists who were assaulted. That was not a part of our plan. I want to remember, ahead of the planning of this meeting, we officially notified the police and told them that we shall be having a party launch here.
Okay.
You cannot launch or you cannot unveil a party in secrecy. Our physical address is very conspicuous when you pass that road. And therefore, it was in public domain that we are coming to launch a party. But we did not at any point expect that reaction from a planned, chaotic group. That group, and I want to say here, was planned by government, because government is paranoid. If you want to, I want to justify my statement. Because how then would you have hundreds of youth coming to an event, wanting to disrupt an event? They have not been invited. And then when we have chaos, the police kept off totally. Up to now, no police officer has visited that premise. Up to now, no police officer has called the party to know what went wrong. And therefore, this was a planned exercise. It was planned that this party should not be launched. This party must be stained with optics of chaos. And what we are saying that we know government is paranoid at the moment, but we want to tell those people planning chaos all over Kenya, wherever we go, chaos is planned. This chaos is meant to intimidate us. We want to tell them that as a leadership of the party, we will not be intimidated because we have Kenyans. And we are focused to ensure that we build a party that is tolerant, a party that is all-inclusive, and a party that is peaceful. We are focused on building the party. We will not be derailed by these sideshows.
Okay, your critics might argue that you're trying to draw sympathy by planning some of these things, but that's a story for another day. I'd like to talk about how your party leader is attempting to control the political direction of Mount Kenya region, because some critics say that Gachagua is pushing for one-party dominance in Mount Kenya, insisting that diverse political voices are part of the president's plan to divide and conquer. He's falling short of saying some of these other parties are sponsored by President William Ruto to divide the vote come 2027. So what's your reaction to this? Because you have to have consensus with like-minded parties who are equally from the region, Jubilee, just to mention a few, PLP as well, Martha Karua. How will you push for consensus?
I think that is a political narrative that is trying to be spread by our opponents. To the best of my knowledge, my party leader is a very inclusive leader. Recently, you saw him hosting leaders in his Wamunyoro village. He hosted leaders who had even political parties from that region. The guest of honor of that event was Martha Karua of PLP. Jubilee Party was present. We are working with like-minded parties. You've seen him even working with Dr. Matiang'i. Recently, you saw him working with a DAP leader. And therefore, this narrative of saying that we are pushing for a one-party dominance in Mount Kenya, I think is a narrative trying to be propagated by our opponents so that we divide the opposition. We want to say that the opposition is intact. We know the tactics that they are using, but we are saying we are focused to bring change in this political ecosystem.
Okay.
Political parties must have discipline. We must have political parties that are formed and are formed to ensure that we bring people together to achieve a certain goal that is going to better our country. But if you have political parties being formed so that others can be killed, I think that was not the spirit of the drafters of the Political Parties Act in Kenya. Political Parties Act allows people to form political parties anytime they want, so long as those parties do not advance negative ethnicity. Today, when we launched our party, people were speculating that this is a Murima party, this is a Mount Kenya party. But look at our list of officials. That is a typical face of Kenya. We saw of party officials emanating all the way from Masai land, to Luo land, to Luya land, to Mlima. And therefore, that narrative that DCP is a Mlima party died at birth.
Okay, interesting.